Have you ever wondered who is actually the best gold laner in MPL PH right now? Is it Team Liquid's rising star, Dave Teddy Cutie Vianya, who stepped into one of the most pressure-filled roles in the league and somehow helped keep Team Liquid at the top? Is it Marco Requisano, aka Super Marco, the world champion known for his elite laning and clutch decision-making? Or maybe it's Clayton Savero Cuswanto, the first Indonesian import in MPL PH history. Or even Dwayne Kelra Pilas, whose name is still attached to greatness whenever the gold lane conversation comes up. Right now, this debate might be more competitive than the league itself. MPL PH Season 17 has created one of the strongest gold lane pools we have ever seen. Welcome back to Mobile Legends News. As MPL Philippines Season 17 heads deeper into its biggest storylines, one role continues to stand above the rest: the gold lane. Across the league, every top contender seems to have a different answer to what makes a great gold laner. Some players dominate through pure mechanics, others win through consistency, positioning, and late-game decision-making. Then there are players whose value is measured by how much they elevate their entire team. Team Liquid's impressive regular season run, Team Falcon's title challenge, and Onyx PH's transition into a new era have all been heavily influenced by the performances of their gold laners. This is exactly why determining the best gold laner in MPL PH right now is far more complicated than simply looking at highlight plays or MVP awards. If we were being completely fair about the current gold lane conversation in MPL PH Season 17, there is no single player who dominates every category. This is exactly why the debate has become so difficult. Different players are building their cases through different strengths, and depending what you value most, like mechanics, consistency, championships, laning, adaptability, or overall impact, you could end up with a completely different answer. The first player who has forced his way into this discussion is Dave Teddy Cutie Vianya. Going into Season 17, Teddy Cutie was not supposed to be carrying this level of attention. Team Liquid PH entered the year surrounded by uncertainty after major roster changes and the departure of one of the most recognizable gold laners in Philippine MLBB. The organization also dealt with complications surrounding its expected gold lane situation before eventually placing faith in Teddy Cutie. Instead of collapsing under pressure, he became one of the biggest breakout stories in the entire season. What makes Teddy Cutie's rise impressive is not simply the statistics. It is the context. He entered a championship caliber roster where expectations were already incredibly high. Most young players joining a team like Team Liquid would be compared to the stars who came before them every single week. Yet, Teddy Cutie quickly adapted to Liquid's disciplined style and became a reliable piece of the machine. Even Savo himself publicly praised how quickly Teddy Cutie adjusted to Team Liquid's system. As the season progressed, Team Liquid continued winning despite all the off-season turbulence. They eventually finished one of the most dominant campaigns in recent MPL PH history and secured another MPL championship, with Teddy Cutie playing a major role throughout the journey. When a player joins a championship team during a difficult transition period and somehow helps maintain the organization's dominance, that deserves serious respect. Then there is Marco, aka Super Marco Requisano. If Teddy Cutie is the breakout story, Super Marco is the proven standard of consistency. For years, he has built a reputation as one of the smartest and most reliable gold laners in Philippine Mobile Legends. While other players often gain attention through flashy outplays, Super Marco's greatest strength has always been his decision-making. He understands spacing, positioning, timing, and teamfight execution at an elite level. Season 17 has done very little to damage that reputation. In fact, many players still view him as one of the toughest opponents in the role. Even Savo, a two-time MPL Indonesia champion, specifically identified Super Marco as one of the strongest gold lane opponents he faced because of his laning mechanics and decision-making. That kind of praise carries weight when it comes from another elite professional player. What separates Super Marco from many mechanically gifted gold laners is that he rarely feels rushed. Even when games become chaotic, he usually maintains strong positioning and continues to generate value throughout extended teamfights. During Team Falcon's deep runs this season, he consistently maintained one of the team's most important win conditions. His ability to stay aggressive without overextending is still one of the most difficult skills to master in professional MLBB. Another name that completely changed the conversation this season is Clayton Savo. Before the season started, Savo already had a strong resume as a champion from Indonesia, but joining MPL PH was an entirely different challenge. The Philippines is widely viewed as one of the strongest and most competitive MLBB regions in the world, and the pressure became even larger because Savo was not just another transfer. He became the first import in MPL Philippines history. That meant every performance would be scrutinized, every mistake would become a headline, and every win would become part of a larger conversation about whether international imports would succeed in MPL PH. Despite those expectations, Savo adapted surprisingly fast. Early in the season, there were visible chemistry adjustments, which is normal for any player entering a completely different competitive environment. But as the weeks continued, he started finding his rhythm and producing the type of performances that made him a champion in Indonesia. Multiple standout games and MVP level performances quickly reminded everyone why Onyx PH trusted him with one of the biggest roster decisions in league history. But to me, the most impressive thing about Savo may be how quickly he earned respect from Philippine fans. This is never easy as an import player, yet through strong laning, intelligent positioning, and consistent damage output, he proved that he belonged among the region's best gold laners. And of course, no discussion about the best gold laner can happen without talking about Dwayne Kelra Pilas. Even though roster changes have shifted the league landscape, Kelra's name still hangs over every gold laner's conversation because of what he has accomplished throughout his career. Many players are judged against the standard that Kelra helped create. His combination of mechanics, confidence, hero pool flexibility, and clutch performances helped establish him as one of the most accomplished gold laners in MLBB history. That legacy does not disappear simply because the new season begins. What makes Kelra special is that he has consistently performed across multiple metas and different roster environments. Some players peak during specific patches, some players shine only within certain systems, but Kelra, he repeatedly proved that he could remain effective regardless of how the game evolved. That adaptability is one of the reasons why many fans still consider him the benchmark for greatness in the gold lane. And while the spotlight often focuses on biggest names, several other gold laners deserve recognition as well. Cutie remains one of the most respected veterans in Philippine Mobile Legends. Even after years of competition, his ability to produce reliable performances continues to make him valuable. His experience allows him to navigate difficult matchups and maintain composure during high-pressure situations. For younger gold laners entering the league, Cutie still represents the type of longevity that many aspire to achieve. Then there is Kite, who continues proving that he belongs in conversations involving the league's strongest individual talents. While he may not always receive the same level of attention as some of the biggest stars, his consistency and ability to impact games have kept him relevant in an increasingly stacked role. That is what makes MPL PH Season 17 so fascinating. The league does not have just one elite gold laner. It has an entire group of players making legitimate claims for the crown. Cutie has the breakout narrative and championship success. Super Marco has the consistency and veteran excellence. Savo has the historic import history and rapid adaptation. Kelra still carries one of the greatest legacies the role has ever seen. Cutie and Kite continue reminding everyone why experience and consistency still matter. And that is why exactly the answer to who the best gold laner is right now may depend on what you value most when defining greatness. At the end of the day, MPL PH Season 17 might have the deepest gold lane talent pool the league has ever seen. That is what makes naming a single number one player so difficult. Teddy Cutie is building an incredible case through his breakout performances and championship success. Super Marco continues to represent consistency and reliability. Savo has exceeded expectations as a historic import, while Kelra's legacy still sets the standard for greatness. Add veterans like Benny Cutie and standouts like Dom and Kite, and it becomes clear that different players are leading in different categories. That is exactly why this debate remains one of the most competitive and interesting discussions in Philippine Mobile Legends today. Now I want to hear from you. Rank your current top 5 MPL PH gold laners in the comments and let us know who deserves the number 1 spot right now. Is it Teddy Cutie, Super Marco, Savo, Kelra, or someone else entirely? And when deciding the best gold laner, should current form matter more than overall legacy? Share your thoughts, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Mobile Legends news content. Till next time!